Sean Spicer is the communications director for the Republican National Committee. Sean, nice to see you.
Good morning. Welcome to Cleveland.
Thank you. Good to be here. We know what the headline was 24 hours ago.
That's right.
It was all about that speech. What's the headline this morning?
I think Don Jr. and Tiffany Trump knocked it out of the park last night. They talked about their dad in a way that no one else can. Explain to the American people and frankly the world the man who Donald Trump is, the father that he is, the family man is, the reason that people are attracted to him, and the reason that people work for him for 20 and 30 years.
Are you comfortable with the page being turned? Do you think it's been turned?
Oh, absolutely. Look, if you look at the lineup of speakers the last few nights, this is a non-traditional convention for a non-traditional candidate that's electrifying the world.
You hear a lot of warm words for Donald Trump. You hear a lot more words that are literally prosecuting Hillary Clinton. I guess the question is, should more be done in this convention to build up Donald Trump? There's a lot of lock her up last night and that kind of thing. Do you think that's the message you want to send?
There's both, right? We need to get people to understand who Donald Trump is beyond what you see on TV. We also need to draw that contrast. There's a lot at stake in this election, and people need to know the difference that exists between a Donald Trump presidency and a Hillary Clinton presidency.
I think what Savannah's getting at, though, the moments last night where Chris Christie was basically laying out a prosecutorial case against Hillary Clinton, and you cut to those shots, those images on the floor of people screaming, lock her up, lock her up. You like those images?
No, look, when you look at the totality of the convention, it was phenomenal. We had 4 hours last night. So, I mean, if you want to take one speech and take it out of context in terms of what happened, but you look at Tiffany Trump's speech, Don Jr.'s speech, it was a phenomenal night. And I think for the people on the floor and the people who are watching that online or on cable, the entirety of it, you're going to see a lot about Donald Trump, and tonight you're going to hear a lot about Mike Pence.
Can we go back for a moment to this issue about Melania Trump, and not whether or not she plagiarized or whether a speechwriter did, but the reaction by the campaign? Because all day long, surrogates such as yourself were saying, nothing to see here. I believe you used the My Little Pony defense, saying, look, you can find these kinds of sentiments in lots of different kinds of writings. By the end of the day, Don Trump Jr. was saying, seems like someone on the speechwriting team messed up. Did you effectively make a mistake and extend the story by not just owning up to it and saying, hey, move on, everybody?
I think if somebody had made a mistake, then I would expect it. But I think when you're talking about common phrases that get used, and these were not, passages or stories or anecdotes, they're saying that anecdote is very similar to one that someone else used, but they were phrases that were similar to.
Are you still sticking with the idea that there was no plagiarism at all there?
I'm not saying that the language wasn't there, but I'm saying it was common language that was used over and over again, and that the idea that a speech that was as phenomenal as Melania Trump's, she has amazing presence, she rocked that house that night, and that we sort of focus on 3 little passages and try to make it seem like that she was lifting stories was a little over the top.
It was, in fact, word for word, though. I guess that's the question when you continue to litigate that. Why not say, look, it seems like because somebody looked at it and,
because that's
big
not what,
deal.
that's
it was
not,
a mistake.
Because at the end of the day, the campaign said that this was not what happened, that the people who wrote the speech did not do it, and I believe them.
But Donald Trump Jr. said he thinks the speechwriters did make a mistake.
Then that's,
It's the campaign.
That's the campaign.
Yeah. Okay.
You mentioned Mike Pence tonight. What does he need to do to introduce himself to a wider circle than his conservative base, especially in the state of Indiana?
Well, look, I think when Mike Pence served in Congress in Indiana, he had a proven record of success, getting things done, fighting for conservative causes. And you look at the reaction when he was announced on the stage, right? People that have worked with him in Indiana and Washington praised him as a strong, bold leader. I think tonight, for the first time on the world stage, people are going to see that. And I think he needs to show people who he is, the family man, his roots, his immigrant background, and talk about how he's going to be a great partner to Donald Trump in the White House.
Sean Spicer, the RNC communications director. Sean, nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.